I'd like to call the Isabella County Board of Commissioners regular board hybrid meeting to order. Stand and join me in the pledge, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, some roll call, please.
Here. Commissioner Angel.
Here.
Commissioner Delvin.
Here.
Commissioner Marino.
Here.
Commissioner Sweeney.
Here. Here.
Commissioner Holt.
Here. Thank you, Clerk Lux. Next up would be approval of agenda. We'll start out with general public comments. And then we have no special presentations or special reports. We have a couple appointments to boards and commissions. And then we'll approve the consent agenda, and that would bring us down to committee reports. Finance Administration Committee.
Finance and Administration Committee is all set, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Criminal Justice and County Affairs has no business this evening. Brings us down to Human Resources and Public Works Committee.
Human Resources and Public Works Committee is all set, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. We have no intergovernmental affairs, no administrator controller issues, no unfinished business. We have a couple items under new business. One is a lease agreement for agricultural purposes for our property out on Rivas. And the other is a resolution for ballot language for the medical care facility millage ballot language proposal. So we'll be considering both of those tonight, and then we'll have another opportunity for general public comment, announcements, and adjournment. So with that, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve the
Support.
agenda. Horton.
Support Joe Lozinski.
And moved and supported. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Very good. Next up is general public comment. Under Sheriff has already said he's not going to speak at general public comment. Do we have anyone online? Okay, then we will move on to, we have no special presentations and special reports. Under appointments to boards and commissions, Commissioner Sweeney, would you move that first item?
Yes, Chairman Hope. Move to appoint Ms. Corin Foss to serve on the Isabella County Board of Commissioners E. coli Ad hoc Committee as a Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe representative, and Troy Tecklin to serve as the alternate.
Support. Moved and supported to appoint Ms. Corin Foss and Troy Tecklin to serve on the ad hoc committee, the E. coli ad hoc committee. Discussion. And did you have anything you want to say?
I don't have anything to say. I believe
Okay.
you knew of Ms. Corin Foss from the group, so. leave
Yep,
it to you.
and as I said in the work session, it's been one of my goals to get the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe represented on that committee and kind of resurrect that committee. Commissioner Sweeney and Commissioner Hutchinson will be on that. The other couple of things I didn't mention because I got ahead of myself a little bit there, but the first meeting I think will be mainly just informational. Those folks from the tribe can tell us about their water quality program and the testing that they're doing. Corey Mendel from Nottawa Township, if he can make it, can tell us about the progress on the sewage treatment system. And then Steve Hall and Steve King, the Steves from Community Central Michigan District Health Department, can tell us about the time of transfer program and how that's going. So should be good. With that, any other discussion? Okay, with that, Clerk Lux, roll call, please. No roll call needed. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Motion passes. Item B, Vice Chairman Horman, would you present item B there?
Move to appoint Dr. Christopher Houch as a deputy medical examiner for the county of Isabella effective immediately.
Support Marino.
Been moved and supported to appoint Dr. Christopher Houch as a deputy medical examiner for the county. Discussion.
This gentleman, this position is in place of another position that was the deputy medical examiner. The previous deputy medical examiner left and is taking a job with another entity. So therefore, this person has been put in that deputy medical examiner position, the contract position that we have. He works with the entity.
Very good. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. That motion carries. Brings us down to the consent agenda. Commissioner Hutchinson, would you present the consent agenda, please?
Motion reads, move to approve and place on file the April 19th, 2022 regular meeting minutes, the April 26th, 2022 Finance and Administration Committee meeting minutes, and the April 26th, 2022 Human Resources and Public Works Committee meeting minutes.
Support Marino.
Been moved and supported to approve and place on file the consent agenda. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none. Clerk Lux, roll call, please.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Sweeney,
Yes.
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 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Clerk Lux, and that brings us down to committee reports, Finance and Administration Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First up, April 15th, 2022 invoice list, the April 22nd, 2022 invoice list, and the April 28th, 2022 adjustment list. Motion. Move to ratify and place on file the April 15th, 2022 invoice list in the amount of $277,226.38. The April 22nd, 2022 invoice list in the amount of $758,260.62. And the adjustment list dated April 28th, 2022.
Support.
Been moved and supported to approve the April 15th invoice list, the April 22nd invoice list, and the April 28th adjustment list discussion.
The invoice list we receive as commissioners by email once a week. We review them. If commissioners have a chance to comment or add anything, we also reviewed them in Finance Administration Committee during the last meeting. And this afternoon, we vigorously and entirely went over them. And nothing was said. No commissioners had any comments or questions. But if they found something in the interim, please speak up. Otherwise, everything was normal. Nothing really out of the ordinary. And as far as the second one, the April 22nd, there's a lot of 222022 in there. That was a lot of drains. The first one, and nothing out of the ordinary, in course. And the adjustment list, the usual cast of characters, Gordon Food Service and some energy that we pay early, and so we don't have to pay extra fees.
Very good. Any further discussion? Clerk Lux, a roll call, please.
Commissioner Horton,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope.
Yes.
0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
Next item is commitment of fund balance. The motion reads, move to approve the commitment of fund balance in the general fund in the amount of $1,214,978 to the Isabella County Sheriff's Office and Correctional Facility Project.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to approve the commitment of fund balance in the general fund in the amount of $1,214,978 to the Isabella County Sheriff's Office and Correctional Facility Project. Discussion.
Before I get into discussion, I just have a question. In our work session, I thought I heard something about this had to be done by resolution. It does not.
Board resolution, can just be a motion. Quite often, when you say by board resolution, it just means by board action, not
Okay.
a formal resolution.
Okay,
But to the point that was made earlier, I think it is important to know, this board can commit these funds, only this board can change that. And board action.
so the $1,214,978 equals the 2021 revenues that we received from personal property taxes from our two wind farms. And we've talked for quite a while that these funds should be designated specifically for that project. So in that we're not moving, we're pausing the project right now until we get additional financing in order. We don't want to lose track of those funds. So we're setting those aside for the future.
Very good. Any questions or comments? Commissioner Sweeney.
I do like this idea. I know that Jerry, you had mentioned this in the past. I'm glad we're moving forward on it. I also like the idea that we're only doing it 1 year at a time so that we can see next year. Quite likely, I'm sure we'll move to commit, but these are strange times, so you never know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, clerk Lux, a roll call, please.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Sweeney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Delzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, clerk Lux.
Next up, fiscal year 2022 second quarter financial report. Motion, move to accept and place on file the fiscal year 2022 second quarter financial report as presented.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to accept and place on file the fiscal year 2022 second quarter financial report. Discussion.
This is a financial report that basically is a snapshot in time of where the county is at on their finances, financial reports. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Our income from taxes are lagging pretty low, but they always lag pretty low this time of year. This is not the quarter that we anticipate seeing a great influx of that. Nothing stood out. Expenditures were roughly about 95% of where they should be. And that was to the good. They were under actually. So that's actually a very positive thing. So nothing out of the ordinary. County looks in great shape. Again, we've got some, large, as we just mentioned in part number 2 there, we have some large expenditures coming up in our future and forecasting and budgeting. But as far as this picture goes, everything looks just fine.
Good. Any questions or comments? Clerk Lux, a roll call, please.
Commissioner Sweeney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Delzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, clerk Lux.
And Mr. Chairman, with that, that completes the diligent work of the Finance and Administration Committee for this evening.
Good job, gentlemen. We have no criminal justice and county affairs committee business, human resources and public works committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our one and only item is Mount Pleasant Area Community Foundation grant application. The motion reads, move to submit the grant application to request funds from the Mount Pleasant Area Community Foundation in the amount of $11,000 for the Chippewa River Erosion and Canoe Launch Project and authorize the board chair to sign the same.
Support.
Supported to submit the grant application for the Mount Pleasant Area Community Foundation. Discussion.
Yes, as this is coming back to us again, I'd just like to give a little explanation. Erosion issues and launch improvements are needed at the county parks located along the Chippewa River, Deerfield Nature Park and Majestic Landing and Meridian Park. And as reported over the last couple of years, the Parks and Recreation Commission has been working on improving the river banks that have been eroding due to water conditions, along with launch improvements at Deerfield and Majestic Parks. Working to improve these areas to prevent future embankment issues is the goal of the Chippewa River Erosion Canoe Launch Project. And this project was scheduled to be completed by December 2021. However, after the bidding process came up with unresponsive bids in the summer of 2021, the Parks and Recs rebid the project in January 2022 with a new estimated project September. On April 5th, more recently, 2022, Miller Development Incorporated was approved by the Board of Commissioners to provide construction services for the project. So we need to submit a letter of assurance request to the Mount Pleasant Area Community Foundation so we can tap into another one of their funds that they have there. Once this letter is approved by the County Board of Commissioners, we can then submit a second application to the Mount Pleasant Area Community Foundation requesting $11,000 in funding for portions of the river project related to improvement of access to the Chippewa River from access to recreation funds. So that's why we're doing this tonight.
Very good. Any other questions or comments? I'll just say that that project will be nice to improve those launches. A lot of people use that river in the summertime, and seems like a good time to thank Sue Ann. She's done a tremendous job reaching out to the community. And I think those relationships that she has made with community members have helped us tremendously and helped the parks. So Clerk Lux, a roll call, please.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Sweeney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope.
Yes,
7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
thank you, Clerk Lux.
That completes the work of the Human Resources and Public Works Committee, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, gentlemen. We have no intergovernmental affairs, no administrative controller issues, no unfinished business. Down to new business. Item A would be lease agreement. We're gonna let our agricultural expert, Commissioner Engler, present that.
Lease agreement for agricultural purposes. The motion reads, move to approve the lease agreement between the County of Isabella and Mark F. McDonald for agricultural purposes effective May 1st, 2022 until December 31st, 2022 in the amount of $6,600 and authorize the board chair to sign the same.
Support Sweeney.
Been moved and supported to approve the lease agreement for agricultural purposes. Discussion.
Okay, we discussed this. It's prevailing rate for leases. It will not have that property grow up with weeds. It will be controlled. It was a nice little extra thing in the lease agreement to allow us to take crops down accidentally and not be charged for them. Hopefully that Mark will have all his crops off before December 31st, but that doesn't always happen every year, but I would imagine he will have them all off. So good agreement, good. Considering that we were late in the project. So it was nice to get somebody last minute to come in there and do that. So it usually takes a little more time and effort to pick up a new piece of property. So.
Absolutely. Any Commissioner Jazinski?
It's good to know with that kind of revenue too, we can pay off that property in 150 years, maybe sooner if we can increase the lease.
More than 150 years at that rate.
44.
Interest.
So you did the math.
144 years.
All
Yeah,
right.
I did the math. Just to make sure.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none. Clerk Lux, a roll call, please.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski.
Yes.
Commissioner Horton,
Yes.
Yes.
Commissioner Sweeney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux. Up next, item B, Vice Chairman Horton, would you present that motion? please?
Certainly. Resolution number 2022-02, the medical care facility millage ballot language proposal. Motion. Move to adopt resolution number 2022-02, authorizing the Isabella County Medical Care Facility operations / maintenance and capital improvement millage ballot language proposal.
Support.
Been moved and supported to adopt resolution number 2022-02 medical care facility millage ballot language proposal. Discussion.
This, we had a presentation today by two representatives from the Isabella County Medical Care Facility, one being Alyssa Hanick, the administrator there, the other one being their contracted financial accountant. Good presentation. This is something that's been on our taxes for quite a while. And this resolution is a continuance thereof up to 1.0 mil on the current tax. And I believe, if I don't have it in front of me, but I'm pretty certain it's going to be in August. This one's going to be so. And I'm hoping that I don't have to read this.
You don't have to read it.
Yes.
We always read resolutions, Commissioner.
I thought so. Okay. Let me click it ready because I was ready for this. Okay. Isabella County Resolution number 2022-02. Resolution authorizing millage election for Isabella County Medical Care Facility operations, maintenance and capital costs, and certifying ballot language. Whereas the County of Isabella owns a medical care facility in the county pursuant to 1939 Public Act number 280, which is supervised and operated by the County Department of Health and Human Services Board. And whereas the Board of Commissioners for the County of Isabella seeks to have the voters of the county determine whether or not they desire to continue to raise funds for the purpose of operations, maintenance, and capital costs of the Isabella County Medical Care Facility by opposing an ad valorem property tax levy of 1 mil for a period of 10 years, 2022 through 2031 inclusive. Now, therefore, be it resolved as follows. The following proposal be submitted to the qualified voters of the County of Isabella at the next state primary election to be held in said county on Tuesday, August 2nd, 2022. Isabella County Medical Care Facility operations, maintenance, and capital improvements millage. For the purpose of continuing to provide funds to be used for the operation, maintenance, and capital costs of the Isabella County Medical Care Facility and for all county medical care facility purposes authorized by law, shall the limitation on the amount of taxes that may be imposed on taxable property in the County of Isabella be increased by up to 1.0 mil, $1 per $1,000 of taxable value for a period of 10 years, 2022 through 2031 inclusive, and shall Isabella County levy the millage for this purpose? Question mark. It is estimated that 1.0 mil would raise $2,251,437 in the first year of the levy. A portion of the revenue collected may be required to be distributed to the downtown development authorities of the cities of Clare, Mount Pleasant, and Union Township, the local development financing authority of the city of Clare, the tax increment finance authorities of the city of Mount Pleasant, and the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority of the city of Mount Pleasant. 2 boxes will be on there, yes and no. Said proposition shall be stated on the ballot to be prepared and distributed in the manner provided by law. 3, all public officials of the County of Isabella, State of Michigan, and all governmental units thereof, within such time as shall be required by law, be and are directed to perform all acts which shall be necessary to be performed in order to submit the above stated proposition to the duly qualified voters of said county at the state primary election to be held in said county on Tuesday, August 2nd, 2022. 4, it is further ordered that a certified copy of said proposition be filed with the county clerk as required by law. Ayes, nays, and absent. And it goes on further to say, I, Mindy B. Lux, as the Isabella County Clerk, do hereby certify that the foregoing is a true copy of the resolution adopted by the Isabella County Board of Commissioners at a regular session held on the 3rd day of May, 2022.
Thank you, Commissioner Harden.
No.
Thank you. Any discussion? Questions? Okay, hearing none. Madam Clerk, do a roll call, please.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Slaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope.
Yes.
Ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux. And that brings us down to general public comment. Michelle, I don't think we have anyone online, do we?
We have someone joining.
Okay.
They wish to speak.
They heard that there was a resounding resolution that wanted to be part of the.
Perhaps. So if the person joining us does want to speak at public comment, they would raise their hand in the reactions portion of your screen.
Okay.
Looks like they've just joined for the end of the meeting.
Just in time. I don't see a hand raised and I don't see any live audience except the undersheriff back there. So we'll move on to announcements. Any announcements? Mr. Sweeney.
Again, you have a few minutes, 35 to vote today in the special election. In the city, there are two city commissioners, or two people running for city commission. And of course, we're voting to renew the millage for the Isabella and Gratiot Tech Center.
Thanks for the reminder. Any other announcements? Okay, seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, Orchard.
Support Jelezinski.
Moved and supported. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Whoops.
Is that Horton? Did you call for?
Horton and then Jelezinski seconded.
Thank you.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah.